the latest evolution of this ancient knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
Yeah.
Mm.
That dates back to
we don't really know
12,000 years ago.
Yeah. We don't really know how old the Stonehenge structure is.
No, because we have nothing underneath to date, so if we had something underneath, we could say, oh, it has been built after this thing.
Welcome, everybody, to Broadcast Team Alpha, where we bring you cutting-edge conversation while exploring the quantum possibilities. And we are not going to disappoint you tonight. I know that you are probably all on the edge of your seat, so I'm not going to take a lot of time. But as always, I'm going to open with gratitude. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here with us. Thank you for being in the chat. Thank you for being present with us. Even though we're in different places in the world, we come together during this hour and we're all present in the same energy. And, that really means something at this time in the world. So thank you for that. Thank you for the super chat functions when you hit it. Augie's like a little kid at Christmas when he gets a super chat. He's very, very cute when he does that. But without any more words from me, Augie, will you please tell us about our amazing guest?
Yep, that's me, that little kid waiting for this one. We have a phenomenal guest. In fact, she is in Europe. She's in Ireland right now. And it's 1 a.m. Wow. Yeah. All right. She is over in Ireland, and that's it's kind of in Europe. I guess it is. But I want to say a few things about her, because normally when we have a guest coming on, we ask them to get their bio and a picture for the banner that we create and things like that. And some of the guests, they send us, 2-3 pages worth of bio. And Elena Danaan did not do that. She sent us her bio that was so simple, so complete, for us to know that she is a phenomenal individual with contacts in space and the spiritual world to come for us with information. And she is also a field archaeologist for 20 years, mostly dealing with Egyptian archaeology. She's also a fully certified Druidist. We're going to have to explain that one. And she is an experienced shaman, an emissary from the stars. She helps people reconnect to their own power through her books and media and conferences and wherever she does radio interviews, TV interviews, or whatever it is. Her favorite things to talk about is helping humanity to take back their sovereignty from millennia of alien occupation. Did you guys catch that? It said alien occupation. Yeah. I've been saying for a long time that whoever is at the top of the food chain on Earth is not on Earth. And we want to hear more about that alien occupation, because that's where the key is. Once we understand who makes the rules, we can play by the rules a lot better. So I want to welcome Elena Danaan to the show. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Aggie and Nori, for having me.
Welcome. Yes, so good to have you. We are so grateful that you're here with us.
Grateful to be invited. So
yes. So I know Aggie has like a lot of prepared questions. So I would like to just sneak mine in the beginning, if I may. And that I'm very curious. My intuition wants to know about being a Druidist. Would you just tell us about that?
Yes, sure. This path was something I was called towards since I was a child. A druid is the anglicized name for the word droi. Droi means oak tree in ancient Celt, in Gaelic, oak tree, droi. And the Druids are the keepers of knowledge. Mm-hmm. This spirituality goes back to way longer in time that we can imagine. This is the heritage of the pre-Celtic civilization that built Stonehenge and Newgrange and all these sites. The Druids are the keepers of knowledge of these old traditions, which was never written, passed only by mouth, through myths and legends, which are encoded teachings. That's why the bards were able to learn by heart hours of reciting, poetry and myths. But this was not only art, poetry. In fact, it was encoded knowledge. That's how it's been passed on. So, what is a druid? A druid used to be a healer, a shaman, keeper of knowledge. Druid had legal weight in the tribe, the community. Also, they were priests. So it's not really priest, it's medium between humans and the universe. Druids would know everything about the cycles of the stars and the sun and the planet, the astrology, and as well the cycles of the seasons of the earth, everything about the agricultural cycles. So they would conduct rituals to celebrate. That's what I used to do until now. Aliens just took all my time.
I saw so many pictures of you. Yes.
So it's just performing rituals 8 times a year to celebrate the cycles of the season and invite humans to connect with us, to connect with nature, with their find back their own link with the earth, nature, the seasons, and also the stars. So that's what it is about. And we're working for love, light, and all these things. But it's very
beautiful.
ancient.
That's beautiful. Thank you. Thank you for that.
Yeah, I guess so that all the things that you mentioned that a Druidist does, that is encompassed probably within the term of the shaman. They probably do all of that.
Shaman is a Druid is also a shaman. You have 3. When it took me years and years. It took me, in fact, 8 years to learn to be certified as a Druid. It's a long process of initiation and transformation. First, you become a bard, and then you become a shaman. It's an ovate. It's a shaman and healer, and then you become the priest, and you have access to real stuff, alchemy and magic, because you learn about those things. And then I celebrate weddings and stuff like this.
Do you train people? Do you teach people to be shamans?
Yes, I used to. I don't have time anymore, but I used to do that. Yes.
Beautiful.
Yes,
beautiful.
Yeah, the shaman, the Druids, they have a phenomenal history, and I remember reading about that decades ago. And I know they were persecuted out of England, and their last stand was in Ireland before they supposedly were wiped out. But all the knowledge did not get away. There were people that had that, and they took it with them, and you got some of that.
Yes, absolutely. It was in Slieve Lucra Valley in County Cork, the last stand of the Druids, where the Paps of Anu, the city of Shrone, is. It's the last city of the Druids. They passed on the knowledge, and the knowledge was never lost. A lot was lost, but the main thread, which is through encoded myths and initiations, have been passed on. So that's how we can.
How did you end up on this path instead of doing like everybody else, just sitting in your office, doing the business world? And what brought you out so far outside of the box? You probably don't even know what the box is anymore.
I think I never knew what the box is. What's that thing? It's who I am. I was a Druidess already in a previous incarnation on Earth. So I needed to reconnect with this path. And when I reconnected, I remembered everything. I went, oh my God, yes, I knew this. And you remember. And by intuition, you're going to guess what the next lesson is. So this is a step I need to reconnect with and re-embrace for 2 reasons. Because I took care that I would do it before incarnating, because thanks to having gone through this initiation, alchemical initiation, to reconnect with real magic, I was then ready for my dark night of the soul and the awakening, my own great awakening. It prepared me. And the second reason is half of my bloodline is from the Baltic Sea, and it's a long line of shaman women from the island of Gotland. It's a special shamanism, which is a mix of Sami and Norse. So my granny, maternal granny, had started to teach me. Then she passed, and she continued to teach me from the other side. And Druidry has helped me a lot to understand all this and to complete this knowledge and abilities.
Beautiful. Do you think what we're going through on some level is a galactic, global dark night of the soul before the awakening?
I wouldn't say galactic. I would say for the human species on Earth. Because we are at that stage where we've been put in front of our eyes all the dark that was underlying there and that was hidden. So
Yes.
seeing this, and it's the humanity at that moment embraces its own darkness, and it's horrible. It's totally horrible. It's darkness and death and doubt and confusion and getting lost in the dark and cold and suffering. It follows. It's good that we spoke about the Druids, because in the Druid tradition, you know, everything is cycles. It follows exactly the festival of Samhain, that is called Halloween. It's the
Yes.
festival of, it's a dark night of the soul of the year. The crops have died. We are ready to embrace the dark night of winter, but everything that we have let go, autumn is showing that to us, because for the Druids, nature is the best teacher. The trees are, and nature are showing us how beautiful it is to let go things, as we say.
Oh, that was beautiful.
We celebrate, yes, we celebrate a renewal of life that is to come.
Yeah.
Thank
Do you celebrate this running around with a little bag for kid to put candy in, and doing things like that on?
No, because that's in fact it's an American. I'm sorry, it's an American thing.
Yeah.
Living in Ireland, I really learned about the core of these traditions. Halloween has, it's Samhain, the ancient festival of Samhain. It was came from Ireland to America with the immigrants. They kept on celebrating Samhain there in America, and with time it became Halloween, and it became very popular in Ireland. Children who represents the rebirth of light and of life were carrying lanterns from door to door. That's very symbolic. But in carved turnips, there's no pumpkins in Ireland. Well, it's not, from here. So they were carving big turnips and putting a candle in it, and in America, it became pumpkins and became still the children going door to door. But the American people have forgotten the origin of it. And funnily, it comes back to Europe as Halloween, and people are like, okay, Halloween, but in fact, no.
Yeah.
Exactly. I think many of us Americans didn't really know the tradition behind it. It became so commercialized, right? Because of the candy and costumes, and very commercialized, that we completely forgot to even look what's behind it.
Yeah. Halloween is a portals. There are 3 portals in the year when we say the realm with the spirits are open. Halloween, Bialtana, 1st of May, and the summer solstice in North Hemisphere. It's the moment where we celebrate the letting go and the death of an ancient paradigm. So it's exactly where we are.
I keep getting chills when you talk. Your energy is so powerful. Thank you. It's beautiful.
I'm wondering about another thing also. In your bio, it said free people so they can obtain their sovereignty from alien occupation.
Yeah.
What do you think is at the top of the food chain on Earth?
2 big empires who share the profit. The Sikaar reptilian empire. Sikaar, they come from another dimension, but they've been thrown out in this dimension. In the Alpha Draconis system, there are other places, but that's their main headquarters. Them and the Orion group, the Greys from Orion, named the Nebu, the Dominion. So them both together, which are living there. That's anyway.
Yeah, they've been here a long time, though.
Yes. Yeah. They've been here. The reptilians we know, it's 5,700. I think it's from now, not BC, from now. years, 5,700 years. The Greys a little bit less. The Greys arrived. They were more or less there, but it was reptilian territory. So they, they're competitors. They really arrived like in the 1940s, very recently, the Greys. But then before the reptilians, you had so many colonies, so many different aliens coming since like at least 60,000 BC. It was like, it's been all the time the same. And now for the first time in human history, we are free. This is the first.
But are we really free yet, or is it just yet in the process of becoming that way?
It's in the process. The victory is secured. The victory is secured because all the reptilians have gone. Just a little bit is left in some undergrounds, but they are cornered and been evacuated. The Greys are leaving. They are also trapped. So the victory is secured. So we are free. We are free. We just need to finish the job. We've moved on already.
Yeah.
We're moving on.
Yeah, I know that it's going to be good in the end. I keep saying that. Yeah,
you're not the only one.
And another thing too is that you talk about sovereignty, and I guess we have two different kinds of sovereignty. We have physical sovereignty, which means probably somewhat political, but also spiritual sovereignty. Maybe could you talk about that a little bit, because I know you have done that in the past.
Physical sovereignty, of course, is being free from any chains and free to go wherever we want. Sovereignty upon our body that we own 100%. But the spiritual sovereignty is at another level. It is about being aware, to be an individual, not to be mind controlled, to have the free possession of our decisions, and also being free to sovereign in the embrace of our connection, interdimensional connection, sovereign in our power, spiritual power, sovereign in our knowledge, in the knowledge to know who we truly are. That's a higher level of sovereignty.
Yeah. That spiritual sovereignty reaches far up into the vibration. And are we we should be able to pull on that if we are aware of it, maybe. How do you pull in your spiritual contact or knowledge?
By going within. Meditation to go within yourself. Cut anything that is not you, that is not produced by you, like fear, stress, any low vibration that is broadcast at you. And fear is the main thing. Fear and confusion. Just shut down everything. Do not receive anything. Just go within. Go within. The answers, any answer that you want you're seeking for, you have the answer within. You maybe do not have them, but if you go within and you connect with who you truly are, your higher self, not higher in space, but higher in frequency. Once you vibrate into this frequency, you vibrate in a higher density, and you can connect with the whole universe. And by quantum resonance, the question will appeal the answer. Just go within, connect with who you are, and suddenly the magic happens. It's very impressive.
But based on what you said, we have to ask, right? We have to ask for what we want, what we want to know. Yes.
Yes. It's like in shamanism. You do not do a quest without question. You need to formulate a question very clear before, because it's like dialing a phone number, I still do that because I'm the old generation. That's so funny. Dialing a number, that's so funny.
That is funny.
Yes, yes. The young people don't get it.
I know. I did that too,
funny.
yes.
So we dial a number. Why is she doing that?
Yeah.
She's weird. We dial the number. Okay, people, we dial the number. We dial the number. We dial the number. Okay.
Oh my goodness.
And we got the answer on the other side of the line. That's it. No, it's really, we need that. We need that.
Love that.
Otherwise, we can just explore and tune in and see what comes. Sometimes you have messages,
Yes.
Yeah, and sometimes we know that something is not right, but we don't even know what to ask.
In this case, concentrate in the energy. Concentrate on you just say it on, I know something is not right. Why? What does this energy, the energy of this thought, what does the wavelength frequency of this thought appeals to? I know something is wrong, or I don't feel well. How does that resonate? And something is going to come. You're going to connect to the answer.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's not just words, it's frequency, emotion.
Yeah, that's right.
I met beings who communicate only by frequency, by emotion, quite recently, actually. And it's quite mind-blowing. We can do that too.
That must be so powerful. I mean, you just sit and transmit, yes?
Yes, I know. I know. I've learned about telepathy, the two levels of telepathy. Okay, that's just telepathy. But as a whole, there's plenty of other levels of unspoken communication. I had learned on Earth in my studies of Druidry, the language of the heart, how to connect to the trees, to nature, to any other living beings by the emotion, by the heart language. Okay, but there's something else that exists out there. It's a frequency language. It's not energy, it's frequency. And if you hear sounds, it would be like dolphins, but not as strong. It's like dolphin would communicate. But these sounds carry images, concepts, ideas, stories, smells, sometimes visions. We will do that. We are able to do this. We haven't yet figured out how, but that's in our future evolution. We have it already.
We do have it.
Yeah.
How did this come about for you? I mean, when you first received your first transmission with the otherworldly beings, how did that happen? Were you asking and you received, or were you surprised?
Oh my God, no. I could see spirits and ghosts since I was born. And I thought every kid would see it. They were around me and I could see them, the good and the bad. And I thought every older children were the same. When I discovered not, it was a horrible feeling of loneliness. I thought I was unique. I wasn't, but in my little town where I lived, I was the only children I knew who was talking about seeing ghosts. So it's a two-sided gift, because when you have this, you need to accept to be lonely. Yes. And just that's it, no choice. I tried to block it to make more friends and boyfriends, but that wasn't working. When you're connected, you can't unplug.
Mm-hmm. I see we have 3 minutes.
I was just going to say, can I say something really? it's really interesting to try and find a male counterpart who could understand what you do and what you experience, and and what you know.
Yeah, usually I don't know the other way around, but as a woman, finding a male counterpart here on Earth is very difficult because men have this warrior and like protective and male demeanor,
Yes.
and they're scared. I've always scared all my boyfriends, and so that's not easy.
Yeah, I understand. I'm sorry, Augie, I cut you off. Forgive me.
Oh, that's perfectly all right. I see we have right now we got 2 minutes to the bottom of the hour where we have an advertisement coming out, and now for what you know, how do you practice your day with spend the other 2 minutes here for? What do you do? Do you meditate in the morning? Do you do it during the day, in the evening, or do you make contact? And what is your day like?
I spend I read a lot in the mornings, but first I start my day by a meditation. I don't call it meditation, I call it attunement. That's the word. My friends upstairs call it better attunement, and I think I like that. So I do that, attuning with my energies, checking all my protections every morning. Just check up, connecting, raising my frequency, checking everything, make sure everything is right, and I can start the day. Then I do my work, I do what I have to do. My extraterrestrial contacts are mainly at nighttime. That's mainly also when I write and I create, but when sometimes I do travels, it's at nighttime because the earth is still and the house is still, and I can be taken and back. Nobody will notice, So, and that's how my time goes.
Those extraterrestrial contacts, and that is something that we want to hear more about after the break here, because that is not just me. I think everybody out there wants to know more about that, because this is something that it's coming to a town near you very soon. There's going to be such a thing as a disclosure of some form. And that's where probably you will have to be on the front, because there's going to be people, when it is disclosed to the masses that, yes, they are here, then they're going to come to us and say, well, I know you talked about this, but what's the story? They're going to come to you and many of us and ask questions, and there we have to prepare for that. Yep. So, and also after the break here, I want to talk more about what you did in Egypt. I want to hear a little bit about, who built the pyramid and things like that. I know maybe you don't have the answer, because I don't think anybody has, but it's going to get good. So let's run that video, Max, and then let us know when it's over, because I can't see you.
I knew that there was a need because my father had a need. And if my father had a need, then how many other people have a need?
The key to Tyler's coffee is the roasting process. Because Mother Nature makes the coffee bean. We can only work with the processing.
We knew we wanted to go USDA certified organic. So we wanted to be the purest and cleanest coffee in the world. We had to source stuff from Africa, we had to source stuff from Brazil, we had to source stuff from Chile, and we put it through our proprietary Z-roasting processor. So what that really truly means to you is that the coffee doesn't have inflammatory properties in it. I'm dedicated to serving 50 million Americans that suffer from stomach-related modalities, and also the millions of other people that just deserve a great tasting cup of coffee that's healthy and safe. Okay, guys, we are back.
We are back, and for those of you that joined us late, we are talking with Elena Danaan over in Ireland. She is, it was never mentioned, but I know it. She's a spiritual teacher, and she's also a Druidist, and she has some extraterrestrial contacts that we want to hear about. So, but first of all, before we even go there, let people know where they can get a hold of you, give them your website, and also just a little bit about you, what you can help people with.
Thank you. So my website is my name, elenadanaan.org, O-R-G. You can see all what I'm doing here, my books. I have workshops as well that will teach you about actually an alien way of meditation and attunement, and also shamanic workshops. So you find that on my website. My channel, my YouTube channel, Elena Danaan, always. It's a lot of tutorial videos, how to meditate, how to raise your frequency, how to protect yourself, a lot of Q&As weekly. So check that out. It's all free, and that can help you. And my books are on Amazon and on my website.
Absolutely. I've been to your YouTube channel, and there's some really, really interesting stuff there. So folks, you got to go have a look at it.
There are. I was actually listening to your Q&A with about the Pleiadians tonight. That was fascinating. I'm going to finish it when we finish. So
let's talk about that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
The Pleiadians?
Yeah.
I would love to talk about the Pleiadians. Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's do. Don't get me started, as I would say. I always try to make it short. The Pleiades are a very young star cluster. A star cluster is a group of stars in the making, in formation. So there's no, at the origin, there's no star system yet. It's very young stars. Some are still in their haze, in a cloud of like gases. When the Lyran Wars, what we call the Lyran Wars, it was in the Lyra constellation. There's a star system, Kepler 62, called by the locals Man. What this star system was attacked by the Reptilian Empire, the Sicars. There was a lot of damages, and there were arcs living with colonies, different races, different species even. 3 of these races from the Man system went to the Pleiades star cluster, and they terraformed solar systems. This was already a project that had been started, so they just needed to complete it. Like this, they were not invading worlds where there was already life forms on them. It was newly created worlds, so they weren't bothering anyone. So that was good. That's why they did that. So they populated a little bit older cluster, but there are 2 main star systems in the Pleiades where people there play a role in the events on Earth at the moment. The other ones are not really involved. They want to be left alone. The Taygeta and the Alcyone star systems. Let us not forget that all of these are words given by Earth people from the Greek mythologies, not how the aliens call them. Taygeta is named Ashara, and Alcyone is named Jahaya. Taygeta has 10 planets, and 4 races inhabit them, different races. Among them, you have the Ahil, which are the Nordic type with big eyes. Tal are Caucasian with mainly brown hair. I could be a Tal, I'm not. And Nor are like tall, blonde, but really tall, very, very, very tall, like giants. And then there's higher frequency race of beings. That's Taygeta. They're all benevolent. They're all part of the Galactic Federation of Worlds. Alcyone is a bad seed. Halcyon is very bad. It's where they are the enemies of those from Taygeta, and they're not part of the Galactic Federation of Worlds. There was a faction, separatist faction of Taal, these humanoid looking like me, going to Taygeta, to Halcyon, because they had a disagreement with the Ahil, the tall blondes in Taygeta. So they went there, they made their own culture, and they were really, really against the people from all the Taygeta system and the Federation. So they allied with the Orion group, the Bad Greys from Orion, the Nebu. And the Nebu sent colonies there. And so Halcyon, when you hear about the Halcyon Council, it's the Tal Shiar. It's not invented by Star Trek. It was inspired from the real Tal. Shiar means Tal main world. It's reptilians, greys, and humanoids working all with the deep state on Earth, Cabal, and also the Dark Fleet. There are other sources that have said that the Dark Fleet, the breakaway German civilization in Antarctica, was working with malevolent humanoid from Halcyon. So that's them. So that's what I can say for the Pleiades very quickly.
Yeah. The ones from Halcyon, are they like us?
They look like us, totally. You can't tell the difference at all. Really not. Well, they have good genetics, so you won't find like obese ones or very, 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 very ugly ones, but they are like normal people.
Mm-hmm.
You can't tell the difference.
Yeah, that coincides with in fact, on our website, broadcastteamalpha.com, in the picture gallery, we have several pictures of the ships that came from Halcyon, and they were delivered to me by an Air Force general, Bethune, at the time, and I got it directly from him, and he got it from his base when they were there, and they took the pictures. So these were they're brilliant, lit up with color, and they put out a very strong light around the colors. They light up the ground, and it is beautiful, those ships.
So they are cigar shaped, the main ones then.
Yeah,
you must have cigar shaped in it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
they are the ones who gave the cigar shaped ships to the Dark Fleet and the bad faction of the US Air Force at the time. Now US Air Force is very good, the new era, but at the time, I mean,
goodness. Somebody asked, Jim asked, what about the hybrids? I don't know if he meant hybrids. Is hybrid correct?
Oh yeah, yes. So if I'm not wrong, you have hybrids, and rebrids. Hybrids, it's aliens with alien soul in it. Hybrids, it's with human soul, and the rest have no souls. It's synthetic or AI. The hybrids, you know what? I don't want to induce you in mistake, so I'm going to just check in my book.
Of course.
It's not to promote, but I've written it, and I want to be sure I'm not, telling the all humans, and sometimes I doubt. Okay. Hybrids made of alien and human genetics coding, and who possess alien soul matrix. I was right, remember well. Hybrids are hybrids with alien and human genetics with human soul matrix, Earth soul matrix. That's it. So yes, so that's it.
Can we see the cover of your book, please?
Oh, that's my first book, A Gift from the Stars.
Alien races.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Guide of Alien Races, yes. This book, I wrote it now 2 years ago, and it depicts my abduction story and rescue at the age of 9.
Wow.
So you have all the, you here we go. With my drawings, that's my rescue with the Nordics rescuing me when I was 9. That's my drawings.
Oh,
All
that's
what I
amazing.
remember.
Wow. How many alien races are you showing in this book?
Wow.
110. There's way more. 110. That's
Wow.
so.
Amazing.
That's my drawings. How I have been shown them.
Oh my goodness, Elena, beautiful. Wow.
That book becomes a must for me now.
Absolutely. I'm going to purchase it as soon as we're done.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, thank
you know what? This book helps a lot, believe it or not, the QAHT practitioners, because there's a lot of people who have been either abducted by aliens who go for hypnosis, or either want to feel they are starseed and want to know where they are from. So they go for hypnosis. And I know many hypnotherapists who have this book and say, oh yeah, and they describe, and yes, so that's this race and the people. Yes, it's so
That's
funny.
a good handbook, yes. I've taken people under hypnosis for what would seem like a very earthly reason, maybe to work through some grief at the ending of a marriage. And a couple of them have actually gone galactic and received activations. Didn't see that coming. So your book would be so helpful, because they explain what they see and what beings look like and what the situation looks like. Yes.
Yeah. And you can show them the book and they see they identify with the drawing, the race and the star system, everything.
Oh, excellent. Fabulous.
Next time you have a contact and leave and go there, take this one with you.
I can't. I'd be fired.
Ah.
They won't let it.
No, I can't take anything. Well, I can, but I'm always surprised. And if I would take my phone with me, which I could sneak it at the last moment, they wouldn't allow me to take. No, it's against the rules. It's not my place to do that.
Yeah, I know that's what others are saying, that they can't take it either. So
no.
Yeah.
But they get around because my main contact, we are in telepathic contact, and he shows me pictures like I can draw.
Nice.
So that's how we get around.
What is his name, Elena?
Thorhan.
That's right. I heard you mention him in the video. Wow, amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
He rescued me. He's my rescuer. When I was 9, he rescued me.
Yay. It's beautiful.
Do you have several contacts out there that you visit with?
I mainly visit with him, or I'm in contact with 3 persons. And him, he is from the Taygeta system. He's an Ahel, tall blonde. Another is an Egaroth, is from Orion, star system Mesa. Not everyone is bad in Orion. He's a member of the Council of 5. Very, very powerful and benevolent person. And third one is a woman from Sirius B. She's blonde as well, with triangular face. And then I have many friends up there. I make friends when I go there. But these 3 people are my main. In fact, they are the 3 only ones who are connected to me.
Are they assigned, if you will? I don't know a better word. Are they assigned when Thorhan rescued you? Was it specifically him for you?
Oh no. I mean, he was part of a crew, different crews, who used to rescue people and still doesn't do that anymore. They rescue a lot of children. They do not keep contact with them. He kept contact with me because we have a special link, and I was meant to do this job. So it was all set up already. It's like a contract.
Yes.
Normally, no. I receive a lot of emails saying that, I met you and Thoran in dreams, or I was on a ship, and Thoran sent me messages, or he has obviously lots of girlfriends or stuff. All of that is fantasy. It's fantasy, and it's all fantasy. You know what? The mistake is that we have been conditioned on Earth to worship, to kneel, go on your knees and worship anything. So it's time we stand up. These people upstairs, they are like us. They are just soldiers, medics, technicians, employees. They are not gods. They are not spiritual guides at all. They are just people. And so when I came out with in the public, okay, they look good. They look good. Like, Thoran rescued me, and I showed drawings of him. Oh my God, he's hot. Yeah, they're all hot, men and women. They have good genetics, and so people start to fantasize. I mean, they're just like, U.S. Navy. Like people.
Yes. Understood. Yes. Huh.
Yeah, I know a lot of people are waiting for them to show up in the sky, but what are they actually waiting for? Are they waiting for the humanity's level of raising in vibration to at least 50% of the people? Or what are they waiting for?
For us to mature. First, the war needs to be completed, over, and the disclosure is coming slowly, drop by drop, because we freak out very easily, and it is not the time to add more chaos to the chaos. People need to realize, because I meet alien on a regular basis. There are weird stuff out there, weird stuff, and very disturbing. Even me, used to it, sometimes I see a new race, and I'm like, and disturbing. Imagine you walk in the street, you see a disabled person with the facial deformity. It's disturbing. You're like, and you dream about it. You just disturbing, and you're like obsessed by watching. Wow, that's nothing. That's nothing. Are we ready for that? I don't know. It needs to be progressive, and that's just that. Then there's technology. That's something else also.
Yes. Wow.
Yeah, I think probably we would be ready for that, but there may be people that is totally buried in religion and CNN. They probably wouldn't.
Yes, you and I, we are ready. We will be like freaked out to see weird creatures, but we would be fine, because we know anyway. But yeah. People who don't believe even in aliens, who are very stuck in an ancient paradigm and religion and stuff. Imagine them, and the old people, the heart attack. Scan the people around you. You go, yeah, no, not this one, not this one, not this one. It slowly. We are getting there. I know contact is near. I do not have a date. I know contact is near. Because there's a lot of people gathering at the moment in our star system, coming from other galaxies, to witness this first civilian contact, because we are already in contact with ETs since the good ETs, the Galactic Federation, since the 1940s. They've started programs with different governments for technologies and things. They're already here. They've contact has been made already. We're working with them. We are talking now at the moment of a civilian contact, open civilian contact. It's nearly there, but we need to think all the parameters of it. Just think.
I got another subject that I just got to air a little bit on, and that is Egyptology.
Yes.
You're also an archaeologist. And, there's so many questions coming out of Egypt, like, what's the Sphinx all about? How old is it? Who built the planet? Who built the pyramid? And I guess the Cheops pyramids probably is the oldest. I would think, at least I have read that, but the one thing that everybody's wondering about, how was it built, or what did you find when you got there, to some of these questions that would be interesting for people?
Yes, it's like the Pleiades. Don't get me started. I lived 8 years in Egypt. Worked many longer time on Egypt, but I literally lived 8 years there. The pyramids are way older than we are told in the school books. It dates back to before the last ice age, which is about 2500 BC. Before that, they were already there. I do not know who built them, but it was human civilization in time of alien occupation. So I don't know. Mm-hmm. They are very ancient. They are all the pyramids in Egypt. All the sites follow a big plan, big perspective, big plan. It's not only Giza, the 3 pyramids. It's like hundreds of them. The whole valley, Nile Valley. And if you superimpose a map of the stars on it, on the map of Egypt, superimpose the Nile River with the Milky Way, put Orion, the Orion belts on the 3 Giza pyramids, and then you see all the other star systems harboring life represented in other pyramids in the country. Just play around with that. You're going to be surprised, and you have them where everyone came from. That's a map. That's a map. Not only, but that's interesting. To summarize the who built everything, I do not have a name of a race, but it's like disclosure. Our good friends upstairs cannot disclose everything at the moment. We need to be ready to hear certain stuff, but they welcome us to speculate, because if we find out by ourselves, they won't be in trouble. They wouldn't have broken the prime directive, So let's speculate. In Egypt, in the Saqqara desert, the desert, a pyramid. I think it's next to the Unas pyramid of a queen. There are texts. It's known by the text of the pyramids. It's not very well known, but it's the only text found, only writing in a pyramid. There's no name of a king, nothing. But this text is about a religion of the stars. Before the religion of the sun, it was a star religion. At the time of the pyramids, it was a star religion. And the text is very long, describes all the gods, and says something. It's the oldest mention of the legend of Osiris, Seth, Isis, and all the rest. What does it say? So I just put that back in place before saying it. For those who don't really know well the Egyptian religion, you have the god Ra with his sun god, and he has 2 sons, Seth and Osiris, and also 2 daughters, Isis and Nephthys. Okay, so Ra, 2 sons. So the text goes as such, and that tells everything. The god Ra was feeling very old, and he was starting to be tired. And he wanted to leave the rulership of the land to humans. And he decided to give the land to Osiris and Seth. It is not said it was his sons. We could say it was his generals or something like that. Okay, he says that. And then continues that search. And he was so tired, because he was so tired, and he wanted to go back home in Sahu. Sahu is the Egyptian name for Orion. The god Ra wanted to go home in Orion. That's in the text, that's in the pyramids, written there. And all the pyramids are the map of the sky, the position of the star systems inhabited. So that tells a lot. That's a text, that's real, that's not speculation, that's there.
Wow.
For us.
That creates the contact because one of the shafts goes straight out, pointing directly to Orion.
Yes.
So yeah, that's makes sense. And I see now that we are coming down towards the end here. And let people again know where they can get a hold of you and see your presentations and your website and what you can help them with. And your books. Speak about your book.
Okay, thank you. My website, elenadanaan.org. You have my workshops, my meditation classes, my books that you can find also on Amazon. So my books, it's A Gift from the Stars, Guide of Alien Races, my story of my abduction and rescue, and a real documentation about aliens. Also a map of the stars that was given to me when I was 16. With all the positions, so I redraw it clean. And I wrote a second book, We Will Never Let You Down. It's my encounters with Val, Valiant, Thor, and a bit of my experience in the star system. Yes,
amazing.
We Will Never Let You Down.
Beautiful.
And my YouTube channel with plenty of goodies for free.
Lots of goodies. Thank you so much, Elena. So grateful.
My pleasure.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for being with us. And we are going to do a conference here shortly. Speak just a little bit about that.
Yes, we are going to do a conference with Laura Eisenhower and plenty of other people, and I am going to talk in more details about what is happening in our star system, what it is all about, this war, what it does involve, and who are the different structures involved, and many details, more details on that. So that's what I'm going to
beautiful
speak.
So that's November 1st, Portal to Ascension. So everybody make sure you get your tickets for Portal to Ascension. Yep. Elena's going to be there, Augie's going to be there, I'm going to be there. It's going to be a lot of fun. Very, very rich information.
Yes.
Yeah, I look forward to that.
Augie, you want to take us out?
Well, then I guess we are down to the end here. So we will see you again shortly. If not before, we will see you at the conference. And everybody out there, come and see us next week. And until then, be good to each other.
Take care.